90s Sonic the Hedgehog. What a great time to be a Sonic fan. The games, the cartoons, special events, food. It's without a doubt the golden age of Sonic the Hedgehog. But I did leave something out, and that's merchandise. Along with everything else that came out in the 90s. We can't forget the marketable plushes. Things like Cow Toy, PMS, and even Tech Toy if you want to go to Brazil. But how about Japan, where Sonic the Hedgehog comes from? Did they get any merchandise? Well, I present the Segasonic the Hedgehog line. Started in the early 1990s, then ended around Sonic Adventure, was the Segasonic the Hedgehog line, and is a pretty well known plush line within the collecting community. I mean, I named my channel after it, but for the people who are still a little confused, the Segasonic the Hedgehog line was mainly plushes, with a few other types of merchandise thrown in there, like shirts, puzzles, and yes, school supplies. And despite the brand lasting around 7 years, that didn't stop them from making, over 100 plushes. Even today, that's an impressive number. So in today's video, we're gonna look at the history of these plushes, and then at the end of the video, rank all of them, and hopefully preserve these amazing plushes. So with that, grab some Sonic Mania Jones soda and a pack of Sonic fruit snacks, and enjoy the ride. You may be asking why I included 1990, since we all know the original Sonic the Hedgehog came out in June 23rd of 1991, but I wanted to bring it up because, well, when would I ever be able to mention it again? And it's from Japan. The thing in question is the 1990 pitch Sonic plush, and yes, and as the name says, this was rumored to be part of the pitch for Sonic the Hedgehog, though we didn't know this plush even existed till a few years ago. Even though this isn't really a Segasonic plush, I still think it counts, and I gotta say, this plush is really well made, especially if this plush was used for the pitch, and it's aged pretty well since it's 34 years old, but it didn't stay with the designer for Sonic for long, since in 2020 there was a listing for this very plush on Mercari for around 300,000 yen, which in USD is around $2,000, and honestly that's a pretty cheap price, given it's the first Sonic plush. But how about plushes the actual public can buy, or I guess win? Well, here's one of the plushes that came out in 1991, and your first thoughts are maybe, wait, is that the Tech Toy plush? But no, this is its own thing. And despite being a Segasonic plush, this was made in Korea. The plush is really big, being 15 inches, which would mean this is the first jumbo plush released. And I gotta say, it's really impressive how accurate this plush is, and it's really a product of its time, saying that this plush has a single back spike, though this plush has one special thing, its eyes. Since the eyes look like Twix bars, it's been nicknamed the Twix Eyes Sonic plush, but overall this thing is really amazing. But I have yet to see a plush set. Well, here's a 1991 Sonic the Hedgehog set, consisting of Sonic, Eggman, Flicky, Pocky, and Pecky, which were made to coincide with Sonic the Hedgehog. These plushes are some of the first to come from the franchise, though the plushes themselves are, well, I wouldn't say cheap. They have a homemade feel that gives this a very heartwarming and nice set of Sonic plushes, like Sonic having stringy limbs. Speaking of Sonic, he's the most well known in the set, due to him having, like I said earlier, stringy limbs, so he's the most common plush you'll see other people have in their collections. But price wise, he's not common. But it's not just Sonic in the set, as we have Sonic's animal buddies, which deserve more love. Like, could you look at this and tell me the name? Most of y'all would probably say no. But anyway, I gotta stop this rant about Penguin. All the plushes have a very stylized design, which to me closely represents the early 90s Japanese artwork. By the way, I love this art style, with it having a comic book / storybook look to it. But to sum it up, this plush set has a very charming and unique style to it, which perfectly captures the embodiment of early 90s Sonic the Hedgehog. But with that said, this won't be the last time I talk about this set, though before that we still have one more plush from 1991. This plush is a decoration, since this is a curtain tassel, but anyway, that's not important. The plush is really well done, and is surprisingly accurate for this early of a plush. Everything like this plush having the correct number of head and back spikes, and just everything as a whole is well done, though I do still prefer the last plush, for being more unique, but that's not to say this plush is bad. It's definitely far from that, and it builds the groundwork for what's to come later. So, 1991. Pretty good start to the brand. Not to say everything was perfect, because there could be some improvement here or there. So with that, let's see what 1992 holds for us. Right off the bat, 1992 is a step up for giving us more, since this year we got 15 plushes, compared to last year's 8 plushes. But as we'll soon find out, it's not as good as you think. Okay, so I guess to have a plush set for Sonic 2, Sega decided to re-release the past set, then took away the charming Sonic plush, and replaced it for these 2 newer Sonics. Now it's a common practice for companies to re-release the same plushes, then add 1 or 2 plushes. You don't want it to be the same as the previous set. Would it hurt to add Tails if it really was a set to promote Sonic 2? Though before I look at this set even further, there's one plush that came out between these two, and that's this. This is a re-release of the Stringy Sonic, although with some little changes. Like the most notable difference, the shoes. Unlike the flat shoes from the past one, this one has a nice pair of plastic shoes. It does look kinda cool, although since this plush is 32 years old, most of these plushes have fallen off shoes, which as you can imagine, doesn't look good. But anyway, the big and main part of 1992 is this set, and like I said earlier, this is just re-releases of the 1991 set, but now we have these Sonics. Now despite how goofy and off looking they are, they have their own charm, and I can't help it how much I like this plush. So much in fact I spent $60 on it. I think I got ripped off. Besides these Sonics, there's one crucial difference that separates this from this, and that, everybody, is the tags. You see, for the 1992 set, it says Segasonic the Hedgehog instead of Sonic the Hedgehog, and you're maybe asking why. Well, let me explain. So when Sega tried to file an application for Sonic, around late 1990, they soon found out there was already a trademark for a game called Sonic Blastman. Now, technically, they were both different names, but Sega didn't want to take any chances. To keep out of potential legal trouble, Sega added Sega in front of Sonic. Yeah, the only reason why the Sega part is in there is because of legal trouble, and since that, all the plushes after this have this name. It's a pretty cool, interesting fact, but let's go back to the main topic of the video, the plushes. Now, for whatever reason, Sega liked using this set because we see it a lot. For example, your first thoughts are maybe, is this a set for Sonic Drift? And honestly, I wouldn't blame you, but then we look at the release date for Sonic Drift and this set was made 2 years earlier, so it makes even more or less sense that this set exists. The set itself is strange to say the least. All they did was attach the last plushes onto plastic carts. Even though they're weird, I have to admit, it would be pretty cool owning at least one of them. But without a doubt, the coolest set from this year are these two plushes. Now if you couldn't tell already, this is a set for Christmas, and these are pretty cool, and that's pretty much all I have to say. It's just yet another re-release of the same plushes. And that sums up 1992. Just rehashed versions of the same plush again, and again. Yeah, this year was pretty disappointing, but next year is by far one of the best years for the Segasonic the Hedgehog brand. So let's go ahead and move on. 1993 is an absolutely amazing year, since we've been given 11 plushes, and none of them are re-releases. Although I do want to say at this point going forward, I don't know the exact date when these plushes came out, so I might get a couple of things wrong. So with that being said, let's see what 1993 has for us. The first set I want to start off with is a little obscure, in that I never hear anybody bring it up. Maybe because it's a plush keychain set, with it consisting of Sonic, Tails, Amy, and Eggman. And judging off the pictures, or just one picture, the plushes, if you can even call it that, are decent enough given their small size, but they still look good. But this next set has to be one of my personal favorites, given how cute they are, and that has to be this set, and I just have to flat out say it. This has to be one of the most charming and amazing sets, period. Oh, sorry. Not only because they have the first Amy plush, but how Sonic and Tails steal the show, with their accessories and outfits, like green sweater Sonic, blue sweater Tails, and these stunning fellas. This set is just great. Though this next set is not as weird, but more or less interesting. Okay, maybe a little weird. I mean, it's not every day when you see a karate Sonic plush. The plushes are very well made. Though at first it may seem that these two look the same, there is one difference, and that's the headband, with one having a solid color, and the other having a stripe-like pattern. And the same thing goes for Tails. So the plushes are good, but they sadly didn't age as well, since a lot of these seem to have missing eyes, or other signs of wear and tear. But anyway, there's one thing that's interesting about this set. When we look at the set image, then look at Sonic, we can see that it's a 1992 re-release plush. Now when we look at the final plush, they changed it. I don't know, just thought that was interesting. The last set of 1993 is honestly cool, and it's these two plushes, Sonic and Tails. What? Huh? Oh wait, really? Oh, okay. There's actually two more plushes in the set. We have the smaller Sonic and Tails, then we have the two larger versions. But with Sonic with a soccer ball, and Tails with... I don't really know what that is. Anyway, let's get the elephant out of the room and just say it. These plushes are very high quality, and just look amazing. But besides the looks, we have the tags. Well, I guess that would still count as looks. Anyway, they break away from the generic tags. You see, up until now, the karate set and the dress-up set have been using this tag, with it having Sonic 2 art, the Segasonic the Hedgehog logo on the bottom, and with the background just being white. Not a bad tag, but we'll see it a lot going forward. Well, back to this set. The tags have a way better design, with custom Sonic and Tails artwork, text saying Sonic and Tails, and of course the Segasonic the Hedgehog logo on the side. But just as a whole, these are very good plushes. Too bad they're expensive. Well, that does it for 1993. We may have gotten one set that no one cares or even knows about, but we got a ton of really cool ones. And it gives me hope that the rest of the plushes are gonna be outstanding. So with that done, let's see if 1994 delivers. 1994, what a great year. We got the amazing Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the greatest classic game, on the Genesis at least. So what do we have for Segasonic the Hedgehog? Well, we have 3 sets, which leads us to a total of 15 plushes. Now with this year, we get to see Sega experiment with seasonal plushes. So let's start off with one of those. The summer set has 6 plushes. Sailor Sonic and Tails, Surfboard Sonic and Tails, and then Rubber Ring Sonic and Tails. Yeah, you see a pattern? And for you Knuckles fans, I'm just gonna say it. There is no Knuckles plushes for this year, which doesn't make any sense since he did debut in this year. Anyway, back to this set. These are pretty decent. They're around the same quality of the Dress Up and Karate Sonic sets, which isn't bad, but they do age the same. So there is some plushes either missing something or just having some damage. But anyway, all the accessories are really well made, and you can tell they put a lot of time and care into them. For example, to not make Tails accessories the same as Sonic's, they made Tails' accessories with darker colors, and made Sonic's with lighter colors. A pretty cool detail that you maybe did not notice, but that's pretty much it for the set. Now remember when I said Sega was making seasonal plushes? Well, this isn't one of them, with it just being plain Sonic, Tails, and Rocky. What this set doesn't make up in numbers, it definitely makes up in quality. Like, I'm being dead serious when I say it. These are some of the best looking Sonic plushes I've ever seen. Like Tails for example. This is just the best Tails plush ever made. I mean classic Tails plush. Everything like the plushes being made out of a soft fur, to all the details being correct, or just the fact that they look cute. These are the best I've ever seen. But the reason why I praise this set is because we got the first, wait, I forgot his name. Rocky plush. And as a certified, hold on, I forgot his name again. As a certified Rocky fan, I see this as a W. Who the hell are you? I'm your friendly neighborhood, I'm your family friendly neighborhood Rocky fan. Get out of my room, please. I'm sorry, what? Okay, chill, bro. I'll leave. Don't. Just... Oh, I'm still in a video. I should probably get back to that. This last set goes back to the seasonal theme, with it being themed around Christmas. We went from summer to Christmas. Why did we skip Halloween? You know what? Look at this concept art of a pumpkin Tails plush. Well, anyway, this set consists of 6 plushes: Santa Sonic, Stocking Tails, Green Santa Eggman, a Sonic Reeve, Santa Sonic plush slippers, and then Santa Tails plush slippers. These plushes are nice and heartwarming. Get it? Heartwarming? Christmas? Snow? Warming? Okay, come on. Anyway, the plushes look great and capture that Christmas feel. And you know what? For the people who are watching, I want a debate in the comments. Which looks better? This Sonic set or this 1993 Christmas Mario set? And yeah, that's pretty much it for 1994. We got some unique plushes that Sega would never approve of today. And it's cool that we got them at all. So with that, we're halfway through, I think. I don't know, let's just move on. This year wasn't really a good one for the franchise. The only game we got was Knuckles Chaotix, which is the best classic Sonic game, you can't change my mind. Wait, no. But besides Knuckles Chaotix, that was the only game we got, and the only thing that can make that up is marketable plushes. But seriously, the number of plushes getting released will start to go down. I don't really know why, but this year we only got 2 sets. That brings just 9 plushes to the table. One of these sets I actually covered in a video, and that's the sports set, consisting of Soccer Sonic, Tennis Tails, a Skiing Sonic, Baseball Tails, and of course, the holy grail and absolute unit, that is Basketball Eggman. These plushes are different than the rest, since these experiment with plastic accessories, instead of it being plush or just pieces of fabric. And it may seem strange to us, but in the eyes of the people who are making these, it's way easier and cost effective. Like just imagine trying to make a tennis racket plush. But other than the accessories, the plushes are good. Though Sonic's muzzle looks a bit wonky, but I'd say these are a nice average set of Sonic plushes. Although I do want to mention the set image, since they use a lot of prototype plushes. That looks way different than the final ones, like Soccer Sonic having these striped pants, Tails having a blue tennis racket, or the Skiing Sonic having goggles instead of glasses. But besides that, that's it for this set. Though this one is really cool. This set is just Sonic, Tails, Eggman, and the first ever Knuckles plush. So the gimmick of this set is their suction cups, so you can do the exciting thing, which is putting them on your window. Even though the suction cup part is a little useless, I can't imagine they held the plushes up for too long, given their size. But the main thing about these plushes is just how great they look. They use a Velboa material that gives these plushes a soft and almost shiny look to them. But besides the material used, these still look very game accurate, and it shows mainly in Tails and Knuckles. Even though Knuckles lacks the little details on his shoes, it still looks good. Eggman looks weird, and that has to do it for 1995. Not a bad year, but not a good one either. The overall plushes are fine. It's because how many plushes we got, and their lack of. But hopefully next year improves upon that. Hopefully. 1996. What a disappointment. I kid you not. We got one set. Okay, maybe I'm being a little harsh, but like we used to get almost 4 sets. So I'm just gonna do this. Spoilers, 1997 has only 2 sets. So I'll just include that year too. So this single set, is it good? Yeah, it surprisingly is. These honestly look good. The Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Eggman are pretty much the same as the suction cup set, just with some minor differences, like replacing the fabric. But there is 2 other plushes, that being this Pecky plush, that looks really good. And the other plush is... oh god. Rocky! Bro, can you get out of my video, you amazing person? Now if you couldn't tell already, these plushes are attached to baskets, and their use is shown on the set image, with it storing pencils and pens on your desk, though I do believe the kids just ripped off the baskets to play with them. But overall, these are okay. Now I'm not really sure if these even count as Segasonic the Hedgehog plushes, since these are 100% tie-ins for Sonic the Fighters, and for the people who don't know, is a fighting Sonic arcade game, made in 1996. So even though these aren't really Segasonic the Hedgehog plushes, I'm gonna talk about it anyway. This by far is the rarest set, and biggest set, with it having Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Fang, Bean, Bark, Espio, Metal Sonic, and Eggman. So it has the whole roster from that game. And even though he's not in the set image, since he's intended to be a secret plush, and that is Super Sonic. And I still find it weird that this was the only classic Super Sonic plush, until Tomy made theirs in 2018. That's 21 years. Well anyway, these are notorious for being the biggest set, and with it having the first and pretty much only plushes of many characters, like Bean and Bark. But this set is really known for just looking good. These are some of the best looking plushes from the 90s, and they deserve more recognition. And it seems they do given how rare these are. I know I haven't been talking about rarity, but this I believe I should bring up. Like this for example, this Espio plush, almost $600. Or like this, $1,000 for Amy. But this next set is not as great. Do y'all remember that strange set from 1994? Well, that's what this is. It almost 1 for 1 too. Half the set is re-releases. But now we have Knuckles, Fang, and Espio. There's not really a lot to say about these, just that they look okay given their size. And just like the bigger set, these are expensive too. And yeah, no, I'm never gonna buy these. And that's it for 1996 and 1997. These 2 years were great. We genuinely got good if not amazing plushes, for the most part. So, we have 1 year left. Is it gonna be good? Let's find out. Would I say this is a good year? Yeah, I do. We got 2 sets. That leads to a total of 6 plushes. So let's look at the first set. These look amazing. They're some of the most game accurate Sonic plushes I've ever seen. The sheer amount of detail is just great. And they seem to use that Velboa material, giving these a soft-like appearance. But the main focus, for me at least, is Tails. Sorry, Sonic. But this plush just looks so good. The overall head is better than the 1994 Tails, and the body, though lacking the chest fur, is good. And that's the same way I would describe the Sonic plush. This also looks very good, although I still prefer the Tails. And this set is special for having a unique tag. It has never seen before, I think, Tails art, and a Sonic PNG from somewhere else. Below the art, we have the Segasonic the Hedgehog logo, along with this cool graphic of a golden ring, spelling out Segasonic the Hedgehog. Again, but overall, these are amazing. The next and last set for this era, I'd say definitely worth the wait. I present the Pastel Sonic and Tails set. We have low saturated Sonic and Tails, and then pastel or white Sonic and Tails. And I think I know where they got the idea to make these. There's this similar set of Mario plushes called the Color Me set. I don't know, I just thought they looked similar. But anyway, back to this set. The normal Sonic and Tails, if you can even call them normal, are more or less the same as the Suction Cup plushes. And I'm sorry if I keep comparing plushes to the Suction Cup plushes, but what can I say? These look almost the same, but now just less saturated. Now, depending on how you look at it, the pretty much main focus of this set is the actual pastel plushes, and they look honestly good. Even though they're just the same as the normal plushes, I can't help but say it, but these look cool. They're just so different compared to the many other normal plushes. And it's cool that we have these stylized plushes, and that's why I think this is my favorite plush set. And yes, I've thrown that statement a couple times during the video, but I genuinely mean it when I say this is my favorite. So that's the end of Segasonic the Hedgehog, but not the end of the video, since now we're gonna rank all of these sets. Nope, no, I'm never bringing that up again. But Leo, you actually missed the Game Gear holder plush. And you also forgot to mention Taiwan Segasonic the Hedgehog plushes and shh. But you can't just skip ranking time. Okay, hey guys, I have every 24 sets and one-off plushes, so I guess let's start. So first we have the 1991 set. It's heartwarming. It's just nice. It's just a nice set of plushes, so I would have to give it S tier. 1991 Jumbo plush. It's a good plush. It's very accurate for its time. Charming. So I would give it a high A tier. The Tassel plush, I would have to give it. It looks good. Give it a B tier. 1994 Sonic and Tails sports set, I would have to give that a B tier. Karate Sonic and Tails, they look good. They don't age they age poorly. That's what I'm trying to say. They age poorly. There's a lot of damaged and worn out ones. But if I would just get off the looks alone, A tier. The Sonic and Tails mini plushes, A tier. 1992 Sonic and Friends set. It's just a re-release, and there is 2 new plushes, but they don't look as good. But they do have some charm. But like as a set alone, I would have to give it a C tier. Sonic and Friends racing set. The thought alone is weird. I have to say that. But yeah, it's just weird. It's not good, but it's not great. I have to give it a D tier. 2 Sonic Christmas plushes. I actually really like these, and I think these are great plushes. So I'm gonna give them high 8 tier. Yeah, I'll put it right here. The 1994 keychain set, no, D tier. I don't like it at all. A Sonic dress up set, S tier. Sonic the Fighter Supersonic, I really like this plush, and it's just a goated plush, so S tier. Sonic the Fighter's keychain set, D tier. Same with this one. I don't like it. The summer set, B tier. 1994 Christmas set, give it a high A tier. Sonic the Fighter set, you already know, S tier. Amazing plushes. 1998 Sonic and Tails, these are very high quality plushes, and just for that, give it S tier. Tails Sonic and Tails set, I like these a lot. It's actually one of my favorite. This is my favorite Segasonic the Hedgehog plush set, so just for that, S tier. Sonic Carnival set, I think that's what it's called. I like to call it that for some reason. A tier. Sonic Sports set, B tier. Suction Cup plushes, S tier. I like these a lot. The Sonic Basket set, it's weird, but I kind of like it, but I get a B tier. This one-off plush, it looks good, B tier. And lastly, the Pitch Sonic plush, you already know, high S tier. And yeah, that's the ranking. The Segasonic the Hedgehog line lasted 7 years, and gave us high quality and amazing plushes. So if you guys made it to this part of the video, then thank you so much. I honestly had a lot of fun making this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it the same way I enjoyed making this video. And consider subscribing, it's free and it helps me a lot. I'm on a journey for 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but of course you don't have to. And I have some big news. I'm making a website where I document every single Sonic plush, and the link for that will be down below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Join the Discord and have a great rest of the day. Peace.